No, I'm not. Wait a minute, live. Hold on.
Yeah.
You just said that. Hold on.
Yeah, what's going on, Game 0352? It's your boy Jerk Jenkins right here on WMDT 90.1 FM The Beat. Right here on the Jerk Jenkins Show, man. I have a special treat for everybody out there, man. Not just the ladies, but everybody, man. I have the founder, blog enthusiast, event planner. I didn't even know that. Worship leader. And that's not even a day job. You know, I ain't even gonna mention your day job.
There you go.
But this, I mean, Mrs. Petra Pindar in the building, and not to be outdone.
I'm already, but it's all good.
Amanda Edwards, excuse me. Miss Amanda Edwards, who's actually a community actress, but one of the speakers at the event that we're gonna be talking about today, the woman talk, the brunch, right? I don't want to say it wrong. So first of all, man. Thank you, ladies, for coming in. You know what I'm saying? I really, as a matter of fact, I got to mention, these are my homegirls from VHS, man. 2004. You know what I'm saying? We don't really get a lot of. We don't get a lot of respect. Oh, I'm sorry for telling. I shouldn't have did that.
No, it's okay. No, it's all good. No, it's a blessing.
But hey, shout out to 04, man. 04? We ain't really get a lot of praise like we should. Like we underrated. But we had some real special people in that class, man. So shout out to them. I'm sorry, I got carried away right now.
No, it's good.
These my homegirls from way back. But anyway, yo, for the people that don't know y'all, man, if y'all want to just give a little backstory on what it is that y'all done so far, you know, I kind of covered it a lot just then, but you know what I'm saying, just cool. Yeah. That's what's up. Well, anyway, I want to first talk about, we'll get all the petty stuff out of the way, but I want to first talk about your blog. Okay. That's cool. A few good thoughts. If you just want to describe that to the people, tell them what it's about and when they can catch it, and where they can catch it.
Okay, so A Few Good Thoughts is a community place for women to come together to talk about everyday life and how we are managing it and perfecting it. So it's also a faith-based blog. So I like to make sure that we're keeping our focus on Christ and what he has done for us and how we can grow in him. Because I think that it's important for us to remember that as women we want to do everything on our own, but there's someone we can lean on. And there's someone who can pour back into us.
God is in control. We were just talking about that.
Hallelujah.
So, Miss Edwards, real quick, like I said, we ain't gonna forget you over there. Are you involved with A Few Good Thoughts?
I've actually been a contributor to A Few Good Thoughts. Petra has been so gracious in opening it up and letting all of these wonderful women that she knows and loves be able to contribute and really feed into the ministry. So I was able to contribute a blog on there and a blog entry, and it was really rewarding. It really pushed me because if you know Petra, you know that you can't come like faking or half-stepping. So she really kind of forces you to really have to examine yourself, as the Lord says.
Cool,
she makes some good stuff. So
that's what we did, man. So, real quick, because I mean, I'm sure people can hear the dynamic that you guys have. You guys got real chemistry. Like, when all this started, I met you guys in high school.
It's a great story.
Let me tell the story. Let me tell
the story.
Okay, let me drink this water real quick.
Okay, so can everybody hear me out there?
I'd love to hear.
This is the story of how we actually met. We met in kindergarten, and Amanda didn't want to be my friend.
Ooh.
And I told him
exactly. What school did y'all go to?
We went to Talbot.
Talbot, okay, nice.
And so I remember telling Mandy she was going to be my friend. I told Mandy she was going to be my friend. And she just wasn't hearing it. Yeah. She was with the popular kids. I wasn't so popular. But it's fine. Hey, what you going to tell them? Okay.
Yeah, so the cool table.
That's it. That's it.
This recollection is so humorous to me because I just don't seem to recall.
And so it took a while, but God brought it back full circle. And then by high school is when we really kicked off, I would say.
Yes.
Would you say that?
I would agree. Yes.
Cool.
Absolutely. Right. Rocking everything.
Right. Because I always remember this dynamic that you guys perfected, right? So anyway, man, let's get the woman to woman. The combos over brunch at Depot Park, February 10th from 10 to 1:30. What should people expect? And even the people that, because I know you guys are already sold out. You'll have to find a bigger venue next time.
I know. That's what we got to be bigger next time.
But just for the people, you just give it like a quick synopsis of what it is all about.
Sure. So guests are going to have worship. We're bringing in deeper purpose.
Nice.
They're going to set the atmosphere for us. Because worship is a really big part of my life. As you noted, I'm a worship leader, so it's important for me to share those things in my life that are special with my girlfriends. Okay. It's like a big bestie date. So everything that I love, I'm bringing. Yes, so we're going to have worship. We're going to have amazing food. Garden of Eatery is catering for us. It's a full course brunch. And then we're going to have giveaways. We're having a coaching session being given away. We're giving gas cards away. We're giving away a wash and set.
Nice.
I mean, we're giving away a lot of stuff. And then we're also going to get into the conversation. I don't call them guest speakers. I call them conversation starters.
Okay.
Because what my hope is that with the women that come, they'll also share their stories.
Nice.
So we're going to ask all these questions. And how do you, know your purpose? How do you build these relationships? How do you maintain your spiritual walk? How do you save for the future? How do you work out when you don't want to work out?
Nice. So it'll be a dialogue. Right. Nice.
Yeah, it's
nice.
just it's a bestie day.
Real Q&A.
Exactly.
That's real. Okay. So,
exactly.
All right. What compelled you to even put this on? Like, where did this all come from? Where did this idea come from?
No, we had a brunch last year, just launched the blog, and then I realized that we don't have much of that here.
Right.
Like, we just don't have these big groups that come together and really spend quality time about quality stuff.
Absolutely, okay.
You
and
know?
that's what a lot of times you can solve so much with just a conversation. You know what I mean?
And that's exactly it. I didn't want it to
brilliant.
be.
No, my bad.
I didn't want it to be stuffy. I just wanted it to be comfortable and relaxed.
Cool. I mean, what woman doesn't want to go and have, what person want to go have brunch and possibly win some prizes and get fulfilled all at the same time?
Exactly.
So,
you might have to open up to the men next time, girl.
I was actually thinking that when he was talking, I was like, you know what?
hey,
That may be a good idea.
could be, man. Or maybe couples or something. Cool. Real quick, if we could kind of talk about the, I want to call them speakers, conversation starters. Now, Miss Lady Michelle Dix, I'm assuming that's somebody you know very well.
It is.
And what would she be talking about?
So, Lady is going to be talking about the spiritual aspects. So, our spiritual relationship, how we can better that, how we can further that. Also, kind of talking about the deficit areas and how we can replenish.
Nice.
So, a lot of times we talk about, we got to get up, we got to pray, we got to read, but in reality, we have no time for anything.
Wow.
So, she's going to be giving us tips for how to bring God into our day without leaving Him out.
Awesome, man. Real time management. And for people that didn't catch on, that's Miss Lady Michelle Dix, who is your mom.
It's my mom.
And the First Lady of
Passage Family
Church,
yes.
with Mr. Edwin Dix, right? Oh, I'm sorry, that's his name?
Well, actually, Edwin is my cousin. My dad's name is George.
George Dix. I always do that. I do that all the time. Sorry.
Cool.
Mr. George Dix, who's your father.
Yes.
So awesome. So you got the family involved too. So that's totally awesome. I mean, and who better to give you spiritual advice than your mom? So really, man, that's so super awesome. So you also have Mrs. Courtney Richardson Jones.
Right. Okay. So Courtney is going to be talking to us about relationship building. She got married very young, so she was married in college. Okay. And so I wanted to bring in a different perspective on what it means to be married, how to stay married, how to date, how to court, because there's two different things. Wow. Also how to be satisfied in your single season. Also to answer those annoying questions of when are you ever going to have children.
Okay.
Do you want to be married? All that stuff. So she's going to talk about that.
And even with you describing what you're going to be discussing right now, it shows like the need for these type of, because I didn't have to go through that, you know what I'm saying? So it shows clarity in that, so I just want to give you kudos on that. Now, the next conversation starter is someone we have right here, Miss Amanda Edwards. I want to talk to you when we come back from this break. And you can tell the people about what you're going to be speaking about, if that's cool with you.
Yes, sir, that is cool with me. Yes,
all right,
good.
So, hey, keep it locked right here, man. WNBT 90.1 FM The Beat. I got Amanda Edwards in the building. I got Petra Pindar. Petra Dix Pindar. Yes. But we're going to say Petra, my man. Shout out to Petra Pindar in the building. Hey. What's up, big homie? Petra Pindar in the building. Hey, don't go nowhere. Keep it locked right here, WNBT 90.1 FM The Beat.
Yes, good. I almost got shot out Papa Bear. He home? Good. What I'm talking about?
Friendship maintenance.
Lord, I just lost my mind. What?
You remember your questions?
You took some notes too.
Okay, good. So you're ready. So you, if you wanted to, you just talk about some of those things, or if you have notes, that's perfect too.
Okay. I have some notes. I don't want to give away too much.
Yes. Just whatever.
You make me work too hard. I ain't bargain for it.
You got fine.
That's red. And not work.
How's about 8 or 9 minutes? Is that cool? Is that cool enough for you?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
You're good at this.
No, I just want to make sure you guys
That's
are good.
good.
And, we'll jump
It's
back
going
on.
well. You're a good interviewer,
I thought
too.
you'd like it. I thought you guys would like it. It shouldn't be. This is easy, man.
It really is.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna have to stop, man. I might start moving out. So.
Please do, man. I know you can. Like I said, that's what makes it so easy, man. Like, people, what they're passionate about, I mean, who's quiet about that? You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
And they're going to write out about that.
So has this always been like your passion, too?
Well, yeah, I always studied journalism.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I actually always loved radio, but that wasn't my path. You know what I mean? I wanted to be like a writer or even, you know, some form of broadcast. And then once I start producing, that's all I want to do now. Right? You know what I'm saying? That's like the best thing to do. You know what I mean? Because I get to pick the stories. I get to, yeah, that's the real artist. I mean, opposed to, you know, most of the people that you see on broadcast, they're just reading what the producer tells you.
Yeah, you're right.
Right, you know.
Yeah, you sure is
and
right.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's good.
But yeah, it's cool. And
That's
then the
what
thing
we
is, I'm in the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists. So
what?
we literally, like, here we have no black people. We have the Guardian.
No, we don't. You're right, though.
There you go. Which I'm not trying to diss somebody, but it's just the truth. So that's why, I mean, I love it, because I got so much stuff to do. Like, there's nobody else covering these stories.
Nobody else covering stories like that. Yeah, you find, yeah.
Like, I'm in the perfect place for it.
Yeah. Can they hear?
Yeah.
Hey! How are you? Yeah, girl, it's live. Remember? I forgot about that.
I should tag both of you guys. What was I thinking?
That's actually
I thought about it, but I forgot to do it when I did it. Sorry about that. I can tag you afterwards. But, yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Well, let's see how it turned out.
Yeah,
and if it ain't right, don't tag.
already heard it, though.
It's awesome. And I mean, you guys, yeah.
Technically.
You guys are fun. But, you guys should really think about, like, doing something. I mean, with the show, I'd love to have you guys, even if it's some, like, female tip of the week, or not female tip, but you know what I'm saying, not something so cut and dry, but you know what I mean. I mean, I think that'd be awesome.
Don't open this door now. Once she gonna barrel through
What
there
I
now.
do, man?
Don't open that door. I'm just telling Jerk, be careful.
I'm
just
serious.
open this door for
And
this
it
one.
might be an opportunity.
This is
awesome.
a tremendous opportunity.
It's awesome.
Like, if we could, like, if we get on folk popping like this, like,
Let's do it, man.
no.
We were slept on, though.
We slept on
you
ourselves,
realize-
though.
Like,
We
let's
slept
just
on
be-
ourselves, though.
Slept on,
I'm
bro.
being honest with you.
We were slept on.
Oh, we so slept. I don't understand why. I don't know why.
Because we just wasn't with all the other
I bet
stuff.
actually
We
been
wasn't
in
with.
trouble.
We weren't with that stuff. We was about our business,
Maybe.
getting our grades, getting
And we
on,
actually
getting
left.
gone.
There you go.
We was
There
trying
you
to
go.
get gone.
There
We
you go.
did, actually.
We need that. No, I was about to say something real shady. Let me stop. We're not gonna say
Yeah,
that.
don't do it.
Don't do it.
But I feel you, though. I share your sentiment.
You see, right? We need to have everybody up in here. No, we need to find like. There's still a lot.
You know
of
what,
old
though?
boys
This
still
might just
here.
be me being old.
There's still a lot of old boys. Ron would probably be real good to come through because he's doing a lot of real positive stuff.
Lars?
Raw.
Raw.
Oh, yeah.
Lars and Raw.
Well, you know, Ron is like my best friend. Yeah, we
You also have the kick, the Grand
that's my
Cave.
dog,
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I have a show on Friday nights. Well, I don't do it anymore, but I was gonna call it the Mac. I want to do something like that, but I don't.
You gotta do that.
I don't have any. I need some guys. You know what I mean?
I'll find
I
you
definitely
some.
don't want nobody that agrees with everything I say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you need
of
different
course,
perspectives,
of
so it's
course.
kind of hard. But I want to find some guys. You know what I'm saying? That that can contribute.
That's part of the problem here, too. Like,
Right.
well,
yeah.
you actually want to have dialogue.
Right.
Dialogue
I mean, and I ain't trying to shake nobody, but you know,
you're right,
it
you're
has
right,
to be
you're
good
right.
conversation.
No,
That's
good
what we got to do.
conversation.
You know what I'm
Has to
saying?
be, has to be. of
So I
course.
mean, but it's just a thought.
I'm just saying, if you gonna open this door, just know who you opening it to,
Hey man,
and just know if it's open.
make sure before y'all leave, y'all take my card.
I'm taking plenty, but
Yeah,
you can't like close it after you open it.
Nah,
I just want
I'm
you
with
to
that.
know.
I would have said it. I need it.
This one right
I
here.
need that, man.
But no, this is good.
Right.
This is real good. This
Well,
is
thank
really
you,
good.
man.
Yeah, I'll be
Appreciate
definitely.
it.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna. We're gonna have to come back. Definitely come
Yeah,
back.
Rev is well, I call him Rev. What's crazy? We grew up calling him Rev.
And
I
now,
don't know about none of
ordained,
this
that's-
stuff.
now he's ordained. Y'all gotta say, now.
And I laugh about that. That's not gonna ever
Wait,
stop being funny.
For real?
Yeah.
Child. See, that's why they take no folks.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
They saw what was being done.
What I was gonna
so.
say was, I mean, maybe I'm just old, but always felt like the 04 class was like the threshold of like after everything after that was kind of like.
We were the last ones.
Not that we were better than them, but like they just seem extremely like young. You know, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but like I just feel like we got that we're the last ones that kind of preserved that old school. And maybe I'm tripping.
No,
you're
not.
In my head. But that's the way I always felt
about it. But that's probably how we got swept away too.
We were,
you know, because they were ready. They were chomping at the bit. They were ready. And we were kind of like, you know what? We're here to get out.
We're here to get out.
There's a lot of us we're doing rolling.
Yeah, a lot.
Any of y'all friends with
don't ask.
Monique Gillum? Y'all still talk to her?
No?
Her brother's about to be the governor of Florida.
I know.
Like he's gonna do it.
I know.
He's gonna do it.
He's gonna do it.
Has to do
I gotta get him on here, man. He's from Gainesville.
That would be amazing.
First black governor ever went to JHS from Gainesville, Florida.
We speaking that into
That is so. Yeah, but I mean, I can't see the political climate right now.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
I mean, we can talk about that too.
Don't get me started on
the
that.
political climate right now. These midterms, a lot of Democrats are gonna kick some butt, and it's really because of you guys. Yeah. That's what it is.
Say the word. Say a word.
Like I'm just keeping it real. Matter of fact, it didn't even.
We did our part.
Right.
We ain't the reason things crazy.
It don't even matter how I feel. Like that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So like
statistics show it.
Right. Statistics show it. So.
But we showed it vote
a lot of these midterms we're gonna really win. You know, a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking for this. But I'm just saying because, and I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like super pro Democrat like that. But but at this point in time, I mean,
anything but the other.
It's kind of like a choice. It's a choice like between good and evil.
Yeah, at this point, it's like you know.
Like
for real.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and like because literally like there was gonna be a pedophile in office in Alabama.
Yeah.
And except for a black one. And that's just a fact.
And it's only, and the victory was so narrow.
Right.
Narrow. Right. It shouldn't have even been as close as it was.
But you know what, y'all? I'm thankful that it was. So now we actually
because it shows the distinction. Exactly.
Because before, they hid.
Right.
Well, that's one thing 45 guys made great again. Showed us what
right.
they dealing with.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Thank you, 45. Thank you. Because now I see your bumper sticker and I'm like,
exactly, girl.
I mean, just get on out the way because I don't know how this gonna go.
But now they're bold and now they're comfortable and I'm comfortable with that.
I'd rather know. You're right.
Than us being in a room or alone with people and we have no idea what their real thoughts about us are.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Because what they could do to you?
Yeah.
I'm not here for that.
That's something that Martin Luther King and Malcolm X agreed on.
Yes.
Like what
actually,
you just said was
it's better to know.
Foxy, that's what he referred to them as, Foxy liberals. It's like I'd rather know who I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
That's the reason for that.
That's one thing that they both before that passed away, they both really agreed on that.
Yeah.
Because that's what the way the analogy he used was a wolf and a sheep. Not a wolf and a sheep, but a wolf and a fox. Like they have the same appetite, but you know what I'm saying? Like when the sheep sees a wolf, he knows though it's a wolf, but the fox will be his friend and then dominate him. You know what I'm saying? In the back end. So I mean, like it's all coming into it's amazing that that's 50 years ago, and it's like and it's like 40 now, but it applies today, like you know what I mean?
Still applies.
Right. But anyway, I could talk your head off about that.
Yeah, we might have to have.
I mean, and we could. If there's anything that y'all want to discuss politically, that's fine too. I mean,
I'll reserve.
Right. I mean, that way we can game plan or something. You know what I'm saying? I try to leave room for that all the time. That way it's just no surprise.
For sure.
But when we jump back in, I figured we pick up on just kind of where we left off with just a quick plug of the event, and then we'll pick up on talking about the speakers, and that's what you'll take over on.
Sure.
What you'll be talking about, and I want to talk about deeper purpose too.
Okay.
Right. And you mentioned it earlier, but who's catering again?
Garden and Eatery.
Garden and Eatery. Cool. I forgot that right now.
With Ralph McKnight.
I'll just have you mention that. Again, we know you already did. And then, we'll go back. You guys will kind of ping pong after we talk about deeper purpose. We'll go into Candace, Stephanie, and Duan. And then some general questions about, like I said, the one
you want to touch them first?
He's already said that he's going to talk to you next program. Okay.
Well, actually, I was going to do both. I was going to have you just kind of...
Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, you're good.
No, I got you.
I'm going to have you go first.
So I won't elaborate so much. You can still get them in there, too.
Oh, yeah. And then we're going to come back to you and talk to you more about being a community actress. And, you know, just like I was talking to you about earlier, about channels on whoever that little actress is out there that don't know where to go. So we'll talk about that. And... I think that's... Yeah, I think that's it. I was going to ask you, when I thought it was a fun discussion, I was going to ask you basic tips about that. But what is it now? Friendship management, right?
Yeah, friendship maintenance.
Maintenance. Okay, so we can go ahead and cover all that now.
Sure.
No, I won't worry about that at the end.
Sure.
And then, I guess that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So,
sounds like a lot for me.
Yeah, we got about 20 minutes left to talk. We probably use about 10 to 15 of that. Sure, cool.
Yeah. We're going to fly through that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, it goes by fast.
Yeah, it does go by really fast.
Yeah, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Right now it's 22 minutes to 6, about 56 degrees outside. It's your boy Jake Jenkins right here on the Jake Jenkins Show on WMBT 90.1 FM The Beat. And yo, we are hanging out today, man. I got these lovely ladies in the building. My homegirls, straight from GHS. Purple Hurricanes, man. Anyway, Mrs. Petra Pindar and Amanda Edwards, who are going to be playing a big part in the woman-to-woman combos over brunch that's going to be at Depot Park, February 10th from 10 a.m. to 1:30. Now, we were talking earlier about the conversation starters that we mentioned your mom, Miss Lady Michelle Dix, as well as Miss Courtney Richardson. But we are fortunate enough to have one of these conversation starters right here in the building today, Miss Amanda Edwards. So if you could just give people a little taste of what they're going to get, you know what I mean? Like I said, without any spoilers or whatever, but, just a little...
You might have to stop me, I don't know. I have been tasked to start conversations about friendship maintenance.
Okay.
There is this prevailing sort of idea and narrative that you can't have a girlfriend. I don't friend girls. I'm not friends with girls. I don't trust girls.
Okay.
And I think in this day and age, especially in this social media climate where we are bombarded with images and ideas, and we're getting memed up every day about this and this and this, that to me just speaks to the fact that there are a lot of women that are craving strong, empowering, meaningful, God-honoring relationships.
Absolutely.
That's what all of that is. When we see all that stuff on social media, we see everybody's independent on it. That's great, but only a woman's gonna understand when their heart's broken with it. Right. Only a woman's gonna understand the image things that you deal with, and those are real issues for every woman. And to be able to have, to know how to navigate that, and to know how to be able to see who's really for you and who's not, and all of those kinds of things. And then with just the natural growth of women and just how we grow, the relationships we go through, the jobs, relocating, all of those things, it's important to be able to know how to nurture those.
And I mean, I keep commending y'all on y'all's relationship. It's beautiful to see it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's true friendship. You know what I'm saying? So don't take it lightly. That's beautiful.
For real.
This is kind of random and out of left field, but it's just something I thought about while you were talking about. Which is, I don't know if you guys seen this a few weeks ago. There was a big uproar online about Case Jewelers and the $25 ring. Did y'all see that? No.
Oh, for the engagement ring?
The engagement ring. And there was this big uproar about will women appreciate it because of price, yada yada yada. And the reason why I'm bringing this up right now was something that you just said, which was, and what my take on it was, most women I know would appreciate it. You know, the gesture, not the price. But what was reflected mostly was a lot of bashing amongst women, which was, so-and-so's not going to like it because it's not its price. But then, when I looked deeper in it, nobody could name someone they knew that actually felt that way. So what I'm saying all this for, I'm going on a tangent, but what I'm saying all this for is, that points to friendship and having friends in order to just feel comfortable saying, yo, I like, you know what I mean? So I'm sorry, like I said, it's me on my soapbox.
No, that's wonderful. That's a wonderful insight, and that's what it should be about.
It's about
That's what it should be about, and that's what is so prevalent, and it bothers me a little bit when I see women that really go so hard on each other on social media about just all kinds of stuff, and you know that it's just, whether it's a woman that's just kind of reflecting herself in a way of, I don't trust girls and I don't like girls and this is why you're not friends with girls and they catty and all this other kind of stuff. And that's an experience for a lot of women, but that shouldn't be a reason to cast aside the very blessed experience of having a female friend. So
I think you have to cultivate that, though.
You have to work at it. You have to work at
that mentality and cultivate that relationship.
I mean, look, one day they don't want to share applesauce with you in kindergarten, and then come back and now you're best friends forever, man. And it's so beautiful. Look at the journey. I'm sure you appreciate the journey.
I do. Yeah, that's how I went.
That's awesome, man. All right, so real quick, man. Praise and worship, like you say, is very important to you. You guys have Deeper Purpose.
Yes.
Can you just tell people a little bit about Deeper Purpose and what, you know?
So Deeper Purpose is a Gainesville-based group. They actually have they have 4 ladies, 1 male singer, and then they have their musicians,
awesome, and
all of that. But we're asking just the women to join us, obviously, for this particular event. And they actually have an EP coming out soon. I'll have to find out the name of that, and I'll send it to you.
Okay,
they
awesome.
Have quite a lot of.
We play gospel here.
They have an album out currently.
Awesome.
So they're amazing.
You would happen to have their, we can shout them out real quick, their social media handles.
It's Deeper Purpose.
Deeper Purpose, Facebook.
On Facebook and Instagram.
Check them out right now. Instagram, Deeper Purpose. They will be at the women's talk. So make sure you're checking them out. All right, so moving on real quick. You're going to have a friend of mine's wife, Miss Candace Thomas, there. What's she going to be talking about?
So she's going to be talking about financial wellness.
Okay, cool.
She works in a bank. She's the manager.
Nice.
She's going to be talking with us about life insurance, savings, checkings, how to properly budget, how to have what you want and save your money.
That we all know, like a lot of times, it's the woman who is controlling those things, you know what I mean? With the foresight to see, you know what I'm saying? Let me make sure. So awesome, man. Awesome. All right, then you got Miss Stephanie Rembert Williams.
So she's going to talk to us about mental health.
Awesome, which I thought that was brilliant to have her speaking there. It's awesome, but why is it important to have her? You know, what's she talking about?
Well, I think we talked about it a little bit before that as women we take on a lot.
Right.
And a lot of times we hold everything in. And sometimes we don't even know our own breaking points.
Right,
we don't know how to recognize our breaking points in our friends, our sisters, our family. And so she's going to take the time to share some of the triggers, to share some of the ways to combat them, to share knowledge on helping others, even when we can't help ourselves. But also really mainly about opening up, just like Mandy said, us learning how to have actual conversations with people. Because your mental health is not just your concern.
Right.
It's your girl's concern.
Right. Awesome. It goes back to that friendship.
It does.
Cool. And lastly, but not to be outdone, it's the one, make sure I say this right, De La Beau. Okay, cool. And what's she going to be talking about? This is a real treat, too.
Physical fitness. She is a personal trainer.
Nice.
So she is going to be getting us into shape. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm not the best at going to the gym.
Right.
I'm not the best at maintaining healthy eating. But she's going to do that. She's even going to show us some different exercises. She's going to talk to us about meal planning. She's going to talk about new moms and what works best for us in terms of meal planning and meal prep, that kind of stuff. She's going to talk about how to exercise at home. And then also when you really do have the mentality to be in a gym. Because some of us, we think we can be in a gym, but she's going to talk to you about the do's and don'ts in gym work.
And I just want to commend you for having the organization to put together these many different issues and fields. I mean, because and that's what brings me to my next question, which is, why is it important? Why do you put an emphasis on empowering the whole woman? You know what I mean? Which is, I saw something that you wrote about that. But why is that important?
Well, I think it's important because if you don't empower all of her, then you're giving broken parts of yourself.
Absolutely. Cool.
You know, if you're going to pour out, you have to pour out in completion.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't just give bits and pieces when you never be fulfilled, and no one else will be fulfilled by your investment.
Yeah.
And so if you've empowered yourself, if you're giving yourself strength, if you surround yourself with a tribe of women who will pour into you, so that as you pour out, you're always replenished. You're never going to go without, and those around you won't go without. So it's important to remember all of it.
Cool. So, as you mentioned before, this is an event for the ladies.
Yes.
But as a society as a whole and men in general, why is it important for us to empower women? Why is it important for us to have these kind of events that focus on women?
I don't even know where to begin, because that is such a...
You got the flow, sister.
It's such a long thing, but it's particularly from the male perspective, because it's just, I'm an observer, so there's a lot of things that I see currently in this current climate that we're kind of men and women. It's this men versus women thing that just doesn't, it's not the kind that uplifts, like, you doing good, I'm going to do good too. It's now...
It's adversarial.
It's very adversarial, and it's just like, and it seems, and there's this imbalance about who's really the one that's kind of sort of pushing that adversarial thing, if it's the men, if it's the women, and it's just like, that's what a womanly environment and being able to really be open and honest and authentic with women is so necessary. But for the men to do it, it's just like, we as women, we will have your back unconditionally, you know what I mean? We know how to do that. And so for men to be able to do that for us when we have so many other pressures coming on us, from the way we look to what kind of job we're able to do, if we're good enough, we have all of that enough. And because men are wired in such a way to be that kind of extra confident, that's what women are looking for. Right. We'll nurture you, big us up and hype us up and that. And we support us and lift us up and hold us up, and we'll do the exact same for you. And we will, as a community of human beings, we'll be better for that. We're not operating well when men versus woman. It shouldn't be that way. So,
we unfortunately, I don't know if it's a generational thing, I don't know if it's a community thing, but that's something that we've been doing very well, is fighting each other.
We know what I mean? And
we know how to do that.
We know how to fight.
Right.
And nobody wins.
Nobody wins with the family fight.
Nobody.
All right. So let me say real quick, brothers out there, support your sisters, man.
It don't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot.
The return is great.
Oh my God.
The return on your investment is so worth just. You did good. You look great. You got this. You're on it. You're smart. You know, I like the way your response. I'm glad you didn't flip out on her or didn't freak out. I like how you know.
Yeah.
And ladies, we have the same responsibility. Thank you, babe, for what you did. Thank you for fixing this thing. Thank you for picking up this. Thank you for getting that. It's the little things that are going to sustain us and keep us, because it only takes a little to tear us all down.
Wow. So, anything you want to add?
No, I think she covered
it. Yeah, she did.
Barely.
So eloquently. So cool, man. All right, so moving on to you, Amanda.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, because we're going to talk about a little bit of things that we didn't really cover with all the things that you've done. You're an accomplished young lady, to say the least.
Yes, I have things I enjoy doing.
Because I've read publications about you before. I've seen.
We're saying publications.
Yes, ma'am.
What about that?
I've seen you not just being actresses in roles, but actually being producing and creating roles. What's the word? What's the verbiage here?
I did direct a little bit.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I just, it's creativity. I think with just tying it back into the whole woman, there's things that we're passionate about, and we're trying to find our purpose and understand what we're here for and what we're supposed to be doing. We do things that we enjoy doing and love doing and don't even realize that's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yes, sir.
But we do it.
Right.
And sometimes we want to work so hard about, what's my purpose? Why am I here? Oh, I love doing hair. I love cooking. I love acting. I love organizing. And that's it. That's it. And so I kind of stumbled onto mine just with the acting thing, because I was just an only child, had a very active imagination. My parents gave me Barbie dolls to play with, and I made up my stories. And then I realized that I could actually portray different characters myself on stage, and so that's what I started. I volunteered around the theater, and we have some great community theaters here in Gainesville. Let me just shout out real quick the Star Center, Miss Rhonda Wilson Spot, the Actors Warehouse. Shout out to Stephen Butler, he's the executive director. Shout out the Gainesville Community Playhouse, Bob Garagos, Crosstown, Miss Carolyn Salt, and the Hippodrome is the professional theater here. There is a magnificent show at the Hippodrome right now called The Royale. It closes February 11th, but it runs Tuesdays through Sundays, 7 Tuesdays through Thursdays, 8:30 on Fridays, and 8:30 Saturdays. Check it out on the Hippodrome, but it is a magnificent show. It is about a boxer in the early turn of the 20th century, and a lot of the stuff that we're dealing with right now as a community of African Americans is touched on in this show. Wow. It is tremendous. Please go see it. Please support local theater. Color Purple's at the Star Center. Intimate Apparel is opening at the Actors Warehouse. So there's a lot of great work being done by a lot of the minority talent here in Gainesville, and just go out and support it. You got me wanting to go see it. Please go see it. Go. You should check them out. Facebook, all of those places. There's just some great theater being done here, and we're all local, you know. So it's like you don't have to be like. Hippodrome is professional, but if you just have a passion for telling stories, whether you want to be backstage or on stage, those are great venues for you to be able to really
It's a good place to get started.
Great.
When did you start this? When did you get into all of this?
When did I get into all of this? How much time do you have? I've been going good at it for about the last 5 years. That's when I met Rhonda Wilson, Shante Khalil White, and Stephen Butler. They put me in my first show, which is Intimate Apparel, at the Gainesville Community Playhouse. And from there, it was just love the first line. And I just been kind of
that show was amazing.
And I just went real.
Nice. What role did you play?
I played the role of Esther.
Nice.
So just to give a short little synopsis, and it's opening at the Actors Warehouse on Friday. That is on First Avenue, right off of Main Street. Nice. And it is a wonderful young actress. Hey, Tariva is in it, but Butler is the executive director there. And it was basically, it's like a catfish story set in the early turn of the 20th century as well. So Esther is this homely sort of seamstress who makes intimate apparels for she's got an upscale white client, she's got her lower class black clients, but she starts a letter. She starts writing and corresponding with a gentleman who claims he lives down in Panama and the island of Tropical, and he's like, I need to come up there and be with you, and he comes up and they meet, and it doesn't go as planned, and all kind of stuff ensues. It's a great show. It's written by Lynn Nottage. She's a phenomenal black writer. She's just amazing. Nice. It's great.
Right. So, I ain't trying to get you to talk about it all day, but what other, have you played any other roles that you portrayed that you want to?
A few of my favorites. Just recently, I played Bear Stark at the Community Playhouse. Nice. That's by Lynn Nottage. Another one of my favorites was Maggie the Cat, with Cat on a Hot Tin Roof at the Actors Warehouse. Shout out to Stan Richardson. Stan is actually doing his debut at the Hippodrome in the Royale. He's tremendous in that. Girl, I gotta tell you about that show. Yeah. It's a great show. It's so good. And then I guess another one of my favorites, I did Shook Avery in The Color Purple a couple
nice. That's the one I read about.
Yeah, so
that was everything.
That was a fun one. That was a phenomenal cast as well. So I've just been very fortunate that I've been able to do some great work and work with amazing people.
Amen. So what do you enjoy? This is the last question about this, but because I'm just interested. Where do you draw your inspirations from? Like anybody that you grew up watching or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
One of my best friends, I like to watch people, and she's one of the funniest people I know.
Nice. She's been laughing all since you got here.
I know, right? But honestly, it's so funny because when we were talking about our friendship thing, like of course I watch a lot of actors that I love to work with, but I just have a very active imagination.
Right.
I ain't have nothing else to do, so I'm just imagining stuff. But with this one, it's so funny because when she was talking about I didn't want to be her friend when we were growing up, what it was is Petra is, when I was younger,
plot twist.
When I was younger, the way she came across was very bossy and snobbish.
You don't say.
Pause out though. But see, that's when I was younger. As I got older, I realized the reason that she was so what I thought was bossy was because she knew what people could do.
Yeah,
and they just needed to be told.
Yeah.
Really.
That's what we need.
That's what we need.
Right.
And so she really, when I was getting ready to do it, it was really one of those things. I didn't really tell a whole lot of people because if I didn't get a part, I didn't want anybody to know.
Right.
But I knew that she told me to go and do it. So that was something that was inspirational to me. Somebody to tell you, just go do it.
Right.
When you sitting around, you don't want to do it. Just go do it. And so she was in the back of my mind for that. So really, it's, that's what I draw my inspiration from. The people around me,
All right, well, man, like I said, I ain't going to talk y'all heavy, put you down with all that, man. But I appreciate you guys coming through. Real quick, man, anything that we didn't cover, you guys want to talk about, especially with the event coming up? I just want to make sure we cover all bases.
big thing. We covered all the main conversation starters. We talked about the date, the location. We are sold out, but we've had so much fun today. I will give away 1 seat.
Awesome.
I'll give away 1 seat.
So what I'll do is I'll have people call in.
Let's do it.
That's cool.
Let's do it.
And
let's do it.
We'll
I mean, I've had so much fun. I'm like,
that is so awesome.
Chat here. Oh, amazing. See, this what happens. See, this what don't fold you.
So ladies,
this what don't fold you.
You have to call in, though.
Men out there,
you gotta call in.
Yeah.
You gotta call Church Show.
352-505-5579. I'm gonna say it again slower. 352-505-5579. Call in right now. It's courtesy of this Petra, Pindar, and Amanda Edwards. Thank you so much for being generous. A free admission to woman to woman combos over brunch, which is gonna be a special treat, man, for all things concerning women in this day and age. The whole woman. I love that. So I'll call in and we'll give away those tickets. But in the meanwhile, I just want to thank you ladies for being on the time. Thank you ladies for coming in. Again, like I said earlier, I'm saying on the air, so you know I'm serious. We got to do something in the future, man. I mean, this can't be the last time.
We are down. And I just want to say that, Jerk, we are so proud of you.
Thank you, man.
You are doing a really great thing around here. And I hope everybody who tunes in, who checks it out, I really hope everybody who's about something is able to come through.
That really means a lot.
Because this is a great deal you got going on. And it's only going to get bigger. So I'm glad we was able to get in for this. The wait list got too long.
Man. And like I said, I got open door policy, man. Y'all come through, holler at me anytime y'all got something going on. Come through, holler at me. Y'all got the 04 class special.
Hey!
Again, man, Petra, Pindar, founder of Woman to Woman, Come On Over Brunch, Amanda Edwards, community actress extraordinaire in the building. Information when they call, email, name, is that good enough?
Their first, last name, and their email address, I'll take care of that.
Cool, I'll get that phone number.
What are these?
Those are my cards. You ladies